Hello and welcome to that Peter Crouch Europod. This is amazing that you're hearing this now because there's been some technical difficulties. I've got Steve Sidwell and Chris Stark with me. Would you like to elaborate on the last debacle?
The equipment just wasn't working, and after about 3 hours, we just called it a day.
It
was a good shout.
Again. We sat over there in the pub and we had like 2 or 3 pints, and then we went home.
We went home.
Yeah.
So actually, we've now met up again, and hopefully you'll hear this podcast. Obviously, words were said, and we had to have a bit of a team regroup, but back stronger and all that. So
George is still involved. I have laid the blame on him.
To be fair, that's the first time I've actually seen you sort of rattled a little bit. You was like, these are getting too comfy, these lads behind the camera, and they've had a bit of a shake.
We've had a strong word with them.
But we're back stronger.
But I think it mirrors the performance, as as we discussed in the pod that you never heard.
Yeah, well, that's it. They got through it. If it wasn't for individual brilliance, we wouldn't have a pod, would we?
Imagine if George stood up now and said, "Who else?" Imagine if he did that. No, listen, we're back to it today, but obviously we do want to reflect slightly on the England game. Obviously, there's been so much stuff that's out there about it, but my God, do you reckon anyone's arsehole has twitched as much as Gareth Southgate's in the last 30 seconds of that game?
I don't know, like where we were out, right? We were out. If you're Gareth Southgate in that position, it has to start flooding through your mind. It has to be like, just thinking about the fallout tomorrow, like in the newspapers, in the press, on the TV stations. That has to go through your mind. Has to.
Well, especially with an England manager, he's got to be thinking not even about bringing a sub on, just thinking I'm fucked here. Like the papers and everything tomorrow, the press, they're just going to have a field day, and it's going to.
I think that's half the problem.
Down.
I do think that's half. I think that's a huge part of our problem. Is I think they do. I know what it was like when I played. It was like there is a worry there about the fallout.
There's a lot of second guessing about what's going on in camp and what happened during that game. And I guess what I wanted to ask you, Crouchy, is being in those situations where you're in the England dressing room at half time. If you were one of those players that were walking in, would you have expected something to change? Do you think at that point?
Yeah, I think so, because you got 45 minutes. You're going out the tournament. I would expect no one would be safe in that environment. You'd be like, no one could say anything about coming off.
Yeah.
But having said that, I do think there's the negativity around kind of England is not helpful. Like when I'm out walking the dog, right, and people are shouting at me, Crouchy, like Mainu's got to play, and then I've got 5 minutes down the road, and I get. Got to start Tony, innit? It's like everyone's got an opinion, and everyone's opinion is different, and like you can't please everyone. And
no, and then you come back to the same thing, which is we've won the group. Yep. We're at a quarter-final now. Obviously, that's this weekend. All eyes on that, and it feels weird to have this amount of negativity surrounding a quarter-final. And I think a lot of people are rightly saying perhaps we do need to kind of shift the narrative on this a bit.
You guys, I'm sure, would have experienced this. We've played 4, been awful in 4. And the common word that everyone's saying is hope. Oh, hopefully we're going to be better the next game. I hope Gareth does this. Don't associate that, do you, with the England team?
Well, like when I looked at that, like the Austria-Turkey game, for instance, right? Like, why can't we just come out like aggressive like that? Like both teams just came and went for it. And like, I don't think the nation would mind if we went out like that, if you went out like, all guns blazing, lose 4-3, and just have a go. I think it's the kind of negativity and the safety of the passing and the tactics. I just think, like, can we not just get the best players in the best in their best positions and attack and just go, like kind of all out. And I think you can say but we've got two quarters playing the way that we have. But we were 30 seconds from going out of the tournament. I just think I feel like we need to change our mindset.
It was exciting, wasn't it? But if this is what we do when we're bad, what can we achieve when it's good?
Yeah, true.
And
also, what a goal it was for Bellingham.
Yeah, I'm going to say
and obviously,
bit of you that one
impact. Yeah, it was overhead, wasn't it? It was like
what a
moment for him,
What are we saying about the reaction? His reaction.
Well, who else?
because he's been getting a bit of stick, hasn't he? Whether it's constructive criticism or not, or rumbles from the fans, because some people were saying he looks tired, should he not play? And he's come out and said that.
I feel for him because he's like in the moment. Imagine scoring a goal like that. Seriously, like you can't legislate for how you. Imagine you scored a goal like that.
Imagine, mate.
Like seriously,
like physically, I couldn't. But
would you have said who else if you'd have scored
that? Yeah, but what an iconic goal. We need to point out there is, we're back in the pub here. It appears to be some sort of, we're next to a building site today. If it's not a flight path one week, it's a building site the next.
Mate,
but bear with us, all right?
Fat, honestly, what is going on?
If it's not a wake, it's a building site next door.
So,
what's going on?
Big up the... All right, look, we'll keep going. We keep going. Come on. We shall not slip. So if I scored a goal like that, Crouchy, come on. I think that a lot has been said about it, but in that moment, in that exact moment of that game, what is he expected to do?
Well, I think when he looks back at it, right, cold light day, I think you regret it.
Do you think?
I do, because I think, I just think there's lots of players that make up a team. And I think sometimes, I feel like he's probably gone a bit over the top. But you score a goal like that, I think you're within your rights to make a mistake.
Well, unless, now every goal scorer for England does the same thing, which could be a good laugh.
Yeah, but
as
if you
well.
start saying, if everyone goes through that, it's like, who is it then?
You can't knock his confidence, because
even makes him the player he is.
Yeah, but even the reporter asked him who writes your scripts, and he said, I do. As in like
I don't mind
football,
that.
He's footballing journey, so
I don't
I
mind.
love Cantona-esque catchphrases, though, aren't they? It's cool. But don't you think as well the kind of questions and answers throughout this tournament have been everyone's so on edge about talking, and it's the same with the questions that I feel get put towards Gareth and members of the team. I think with Bellingham as well, he's answering them with a bit of confidence, which I guess we're talking about we want to see from the England team and we want to see from the players.
The thing is like confidence, right? It makes up who he is, right? Like I said before, he's gone into Real Madrid and asked for Zidane's shirt. He's a pretty confident lad. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's unbelievable. And then he's delivered after it, So as long as he keeps delivering, then that's always going to be the case. But trouble is, obviously, if you don't deliver, then you become a bit of a target on your back. But Zlatan's done it for years, hasn't he? And everyone loves him for it.
What's your take on the fans leaving early? Have you seen the video of the fans leaving early and rushing back in?
I've always excruciating watching that. Have you seen the footage of that?
I've seen it. I think Jimmy Bullard got it bang on when he said, I think if you do that, you should never be coming back.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed back in. Yeah. The thing is like I watched the fellas and they were going shit. It was crap. Like, absolutely abused them, right? Then he got scored, and then he goes, he's singing again. He's singing. He hasn't even seen what's happened. That's not for me.
Yeah. I just think you've worked so hard to get that ticket to get in there. I don't know what point you prove by leaving at that point in that situation and that time to go. And I mean, it's hard to get tickets. It's hard to do that. I also, though, want to balance that a bit with there are camera crews now outside all stadiums. All football fans listen to this right now. There seems to be camera crews outside all stadiums, Premier League and Euros and, anywhere looking for fans leaving, even if it's for legitimate reasons, even if someone's got to go. And I think it's just a thing now, isn't it? They're always going to be able to find one or two. Majority of fans, I'm sure, stayed into the end. And what a moment to be a fan inside that stadium.
I mean, listen, I'll be honest. I went to Kings of Leon. I was just off. So I went to Kings of Leon and I watched the game in the kind of the festival thing. It was in Hyde Park, and we all watched it. There was a few of us crowded around just watching the game, and we watched it. And then when he scored, obviously, but I think it was I'm trying to think who was on. The vaccines were playing, right? But obviously, I was in watching the game, so everyone went outside. So when Bellingham scored, I picked up a chair. And then it looked like I was going to throw it, but I didn't throw it. I went like that, and then I went, oh, don't do that, and I put it down. But everyone was outside kind of dancing to the vaccines that I knew. So I banged on the window, and then they didn't hear me, but I was going like, this was the 2-1 goal. This was when Kane scored. they'd seen Bellingham, then this was the 2-1. And I went, it's 2-1. And then they all looked at me and then just carried on dancing, right? So then I put the chair down, I looked round and everyone was looking at me like I was like a hooligan. And then the bar lady came over and went, you all right? Honestly.
No way.
Genuinely, yeah. And I went, yeah, I was just in the wrong environment.
Yeah,
completely.
but you were probably in the wrong environment at that point. But then to be able to celebrate and Kings of Leon are playing is
Yeah, and then obviously I went and
that's-
watched Kings of Leon and it was
And we saw you the
amazing.
next day, and it looks like you had a great night.
I'd had a really good time, yeah.
Yeah,
Still
Paul-
recovering now, hence the Cokes.
Yeah,
All the Pepsis.
I've got a similar situation for the game on Saturday. I'm at the Robbie Williams concert, so it's going to be a niche request. This, but if you are also going to the Robbie Williams concert and got the tickets before, obviously the fixtures and all of that, and you want to watch the England game with me, I'd love to find a little section of that audience that want to see that game because I'm worried about how we're going to do it.
In Hyde Park, yes, they don't show the game, that's the thing. So I went there assuming that there would be a big screen for the
Yeah.
football, and there was absolutely nothing.
Right,
So we ended up watching it in a kind of little room with an iPad.
right,
Well,
okay.
I'm just going to forward on to the picture. So the at Glasgow, did you see it? Louis Tomlinson
He set
from
up
One
the
Direction.
TV, yeah.
Yeah, that he brought in his own TV. And look at the crowd around.
It's good.
Look at the
isn't
crowd
it?
around
I
that.
know. I just don't know why
Powered
they
up.
just don't show them at these places.
Yeah, well, on that actually, we got a message from Mason Spence. He fired into the DMs on Insta. Says, Starkey, send help. Can you bring this up with the boys? I'm getting married Saturday. The England game's on. The boys are raging. Not a TV in sight. Need a screen and some pod magic to save the day. Mrs. has accepted that England's going to ruin her big day. I've accepted Southgate's probably going to ruin my day, but at least the boys will still love me. Send help. Bit harsh on Gareth, but the missus is kind of accepted the England game is going to be
Is
on during
on,
the wedding.
yeah.
This poor fella is marrying, I'm assuming, the love of his life when England are on. What a tricky situation for the boy to be in.
Can't we bring it? Can't even bring it all forward a bit? Like, you know, it's what's it? 5 o'clock kickoff, isn't it?
5 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
Should we bring it all forward? Just, you know, like a 12 o'clock service.
Yeah, Mason, I think get the sort of formalities done as early as possible, really. Concentrate on your wife between the hours, your new wife, between the hours of 12 and 5. 5, I'm sure, you know, you're going to have to get used to it in a marriage. There's got to be compromise. And
Yeah,
just
I mean,
leave her
just
for a
go
couple-
missing for a couple of hours. You'll end up going missing throughout your marriage anyway, I'm sure, for a couple
There
of
is a time.
Yeah,
So there is a time. You remember, you know, like kind of like after the first dance and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
there's a little time period where you just go and spend it with your mates.
Yeah.
And that is the time. That's all it is the 2-hour
but
window.
That's what marriage is.
That's what marriage
He's prepping her, ready to go. I'm going to go missing for a couple of hours.
fact,
She's just got to
give and
like it.
take.
Do you know what, Mason? I think the way to say to your wife is that actually what you're showing is that from day one you're going to be honest to her and live an honest life. Too many people lie on their wedding days. Too many people say insincere things or act in a way which they don't then follow through with every day. Isn't the greatest wedding gift he could really give her is to kind of show what real life will be like, and isn't it brilliant? And surrounded by your friends and family whilst you're doing it as well.
Yeah, that's a really positive spin on that. Yeah. All right, great.
Crouchy, there was footage that came out in the week of Ed Sheeran in the England camp, and he was playing a few songs, and the England players were sat around. That sort of tournament entertainment, is it helpful?
Listen, I think it's good. I think it's the thing is it can get so boring. And listen, you know, plenty of people love Ed Sheeran, right? And like a little private gig like that is good, isn't it, I suppose. It's like something different, isn't it?
Yeah, nice little boost, you reckon?
I like it. Because they can't go out. I mean, well, they give him a day off, didn't they, I think, as well. When I think you see Jude getting a bit hassled for pictures when he went out, I think, with his family. So if you can't go out, because they're superstars now, and they've got to be in the camp, and you want to get people in, then...
Some people were saying
who's
it might
better?
be, you know, what they need is actually sort of a bit more of a boost rather than Ed
Rather than Ed.
Sheeran with a guitar.
Okay, so what we're thinking, someone...
But I don't know what people are imagining when they say that, because it's not like it's not like you can put Chase and Status for the England hotel, are you?
no.
You know,
That would get him
different
going.
vibes.
Yeah, I suppose Ed Sheeran could probably have a little goal of tactics through the medium of song. I go,
The A team.
I've got a shape for you.
Very good. Very good.
That was like that. That's like the voice note we get. Who's the voice note we get?
I've got a shape for you.
The lad who sings Ed Sheeran. Yeah. The Ed Sheeran impressionist.
That's it.
Yeah, I should have got him out. That'd be
Yeah.
entertaining.
I'll tell you what, like, we should definitely look
That'd
into
be very entertaining.
using him for something.
Yeah. What about the
100%.
games we got, lads? So obviously today we've got Spain and Germany, Portugal, France, and then England, Switzerland, Netherlands, Turkey. Our side of the draw obviously is unbelievable, but
Yeah.
Spain, Germany, Portugal, France, some absolute crackers there. Eh?
Spain, Germany, two powerhouses there because Spain have looked frightening, haven't they? They have just dominated. Germany look efficient.
They're the
As
two
ever.
best teams, I think.
They are.
I
Yeah.
think Spain
But
and
one's
Germany.
gotta go.
One of them's got to go.
Oh.
And if we get through Switzerland, would you? Obviously, Netherlands and Turkey. Although Turkey look great, and
Yeah.
and how many Turks are in the stadiums? By the
Yeah.
way, it's carnage, isn't it?
Did you see it after the
atmosphere's
game?
Unbelievable.
They surround the centre circle and they sort of have their own party. Have you seen it? And the fans get
unbelievable.
involved.
It-
Some following.
It's mad.
It's amazing.
So looking at those fixtures then, there's obviously more preferential in terms of, I don't know, the standard of opposition, although it's all bloody good.
Far,
But
farther.
the most romantic final, as you can see it, you know, when you
Yeah.
look at the potential there, what would you ideally like?
What would I like?
Yeah.
I think we struggle against all of those.
Yeah.
Spain, Germany, Portugal, or
It
France.
feels uphill, doesn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm going back to you. I think we get to a final.
Yeah,
and,
But you say that, can I just say, you say that, right? Obviously, we've played lesser teams at the moment that have just sat back.
Yeah.
If we play against a better team,
you're going to come out.
more space is created. Is that going to be better for us?
Potentially.
Yeah, well, it will be. It will be.
That's
and
what I'm
listen,
thinking.
and we are a good side, and we're capable of beating all of those. I know it's been 50 years. You know, it's been a long time coming. I just think, I think we can get to a final, but I just don't see us beating Spain or Germany. I think whoever wins that game wins it. But
Yeah.
that's just being pragmatic. Obviously, I hope we do, but it's more hope. Rather
Hope
than-
again. See, there's that word.
There's that
That's
word.
what we're
That
going to
word.
do.
All right, should we get into the England game? The odds on it.
Yes.
All right, it's time for some predictions with Paddy Power's big game of the round. Of course, England versus Switzerland this time. A reminder that Paddy Power will have a completely free bet builder on this game into the predictions, right? England are favourites, obviously,
As they have been throughout this tournament.
throughout the tournament. 23-20. So a tenner gets you £21.50 back. Not massive, but if you fancy the draw, 19-10, Switzerland, a tenner will get you £38 back. So England's a straight through again. England win on pens, 15-2. Not a bad shout.
You can sort of, going by what's happened so far,
They would be the more likely, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We've done the prediction, didn't we? Obviously last time, and we had a few right, didn't we? You had Jude to score.
Yeah, yeah.
I had Harry Kane to score with a header. There was no penalty,
No pen.
but none of us got the score prediction right.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that far off it with the bet builder there?
yeah. Switzerland unbeaten, of course.
So you're saying this is going to be close?
I think this is so tricky because, again, this is the kind of head and heart situation that we've talked about before. Switzerland are defensively good as well. But I like to believe, and I do think England are going to win the Euros. So I'm sticking with it. And I think we're going to come out with a bit more style. There's going to be something a bit more about this game for us to all smile about. So I'm going to back that. I'm going
Bit
to
more
go England.
positivity.
Yeah, come on, why not? England 2, Switzerland 0.
2-0.
I'm going to go 2-1 England. I'm not trying to throw Saka.
Oh, yeah.
Saka for first goal scorer.
And I'm going to go with 2-1 as well. I fancy that. I think we'll be more. I think we'll play better
Yeah.
this time. I still think it'll be tight.
Well, there's a bit in this, isn't there? Because obviously in the normal podcast that we do, we have it running throughout the season. There's a big forfeit at the end. We have a kind of little league going on between the three of us with these predictions. And whoever loses that league has to do a forfeit. I've had to be a cheerleader at the darts. I actually became the first male cheerleader at the darts ever.
Have you spoke
which
to
is
the
quite-
Guinness World Records about that?
Yeah, I don't know if we have.
We should do, because
should do.
you have been the first ever male cheerleader at the dance.
Yes. That was where I lost the group.
Yeah.
Sid's, of course, we drew you naked as part of a life drawing class.
Flashbacks. Obviously, it's only 20 yards away from where we're sitting. So, I was naked.
And actually, what we're playing for throughout the Euros is not a forfeit at the end of it. We're actually playing for whoever gets a head start going into the season. So whoever wins our little mini league throughout the Euros will get 3 points ahead on everyone else.
Yeah, and I hope it's me because I just love to just keep that run going.
Yeah.
Of not losing.
I think it's your turn with the forfeit.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is. Well, listen, there's a reminder here that Paddy Power will be boosting a bet of my choice, Crouchy's Euro special for this game, and I'm going for England to win. I'm going for Harry Kane to score first.
Ooh.
And I'm going for a Swiss player to be carded. Granit Xhaka would be my card. Well, listen, I don't know how it's going to work, but if it's just a Swiss player to be carded, I'm going to say yes. But if you want the name of that player and boost it up even further, I'm going for Xhaka as a banker, I think.
Yeah.
And I think all three of those will happen. I think England win 2-1. If you want another goal scorer, don't add this one in because it's only 3. But I think Bellingham will get the winner.
Do you think Bellingham will get a red? There's a lot of talk of that going into a classic England quarter-final thing to do,
I think
wouldn't
he could get a yellow.
Get a massive star sent off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he could easily get yellow. I mean,
Maybe
the ref in the previous game was card happy, wasn't he? It was about 4 or 5 in the opening 10 minutes. So
he was the moon pig, wasn't he?
The moon pig.
Lobbing out cards everywhere. Wasn't he? I mean, what was that? First 10 minutes, it was about 5, wasn't there?
Unbelievable, yeah.
He was flying.
Really
Loved
was.
it.
All right, you can find this in the special section of the Paddy Power site, my special, of course. Please bet responsibly, T's and C's apply. But we're recreating today Ronnie Whelan, Republic of Ireland against the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Rory Delap seems to have thrown it in because it's an unbelievable throw-in. And then he's kind of volleyed it from just outside the box.
Yeah.
I had a hint of shin.
Do you reckon?
A hint.
I reckon there's a bit more. I reckon this. When you actually watch it, it's as though he sees it late. There's a few bodies in front of him, isn't there? He just sort of goes over their head and he throws a little sort of left foot swinger at it.
As a swing at it.
He does come off the shin, so I don't know how we're going to try and recreate that. Whether we're going to purposely try and do that or catch it flush. But this could be a tough one. I'm not sure this one's going to go.
Really tough one, yeah. I'm not even sure who's going to be able to throw it in that far. But listen, it's what we do on this podcast for the listeners. We'll try and recreate it for you.
Right, you ready? You
So-
all right? You stiff?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, really? Really?
Oh, Shinner! Oh! It's good acting over there.
Made it look closer than where it was.
Oh, bless him.
Bad throw.
And I could hear the crowd like laughing at me. Oh. Oh! Ronnie Whelan! Oh, that's so good.
That's not fucking bad. We'll take that.
That's so good.
Lads, how was that? Both scored. I mean, it's tough.
No. I mean, listen, I've gone scared all of a sudden. I don't want to do like a scissor kick like I used to.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to throw a leg at it. And Ronnie Whelan, that's tough, isn't it?
When you actually look at the goal, it's like a looped-in delivery as well, isn't it? And
Shinner?
then it's a shin and tonic. And yeah, we're trying to create the perfect one, aren't we, as well? That's tough because he stoops low and gets it. It's like he sees it last minute.
Yeah.
And
Swings
then,
the leg.
And then swings it.
Good from you, that. That was good, that.
Yeah, first one. Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Steve Shinwell.
Steve Swingfield.
That's
Heard that
what
one.
Swings well, yeah, that's swing well.
Are you saying that the throw as well, was that part of the issue
Right,
here? Because it was
I
a
mean,
bit
who
of a
was swinging it?
Tommy Fury over the...
Well, who was I want to know who was throwing it in. Like,
Yeah.
what was it, Rory Delap?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it could have been, couldn't it?
Some throw. Yeah.
You know when you practiced scissor kicks in training,
Yeah.
would you fully commit in training?
Mate,
Was this just
yeah.
a match only?
When I
thing?
was a kid, I used to practice it all the time. Just
Did
come
you?
home like, it just didn't even bother me. And now I've got that kind of, I'm 43, I'm like, I've got that kind of fear. I know, I feel like I can still do the technique.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm getting ready to throw it in, I can see his eyes like.
Oh yeah.
It's
Still in there.
excited. And it's like.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I think, like, if I one go,
Yeah.
I would do it.
You do it.
Yeah, what it is you want to choose your moment, whereas before it was just keep going, keep going. Yeah. Nice. All right, was that fun? Painful?
enjoyed that.
Are you in a bit of pain now?
Yeah, my groin's slightly gone there.
Yeah.
But Sid's was better than me, that one.
See, the thing is, we're a few weeks into this now. You can probably tell we're recording all these goals at once. It's starting to wear on your body a
It's
bit.
wearing on me now.
But it was a good
Showing
attempt.
Yeah.
I actually think this was the hardest goal, I think, on balance of all of them for you boys to do. I mean, I just kind of watch on and...
Yeah.
By the way, can I just say, I find it ludicrous, this whole situation that I'm here with you two. Just
You give
knocking
it a
around
go.
the ball. Yeah, I do, but it's a bit like, you know, if you're in the gym showers and you sort of look to your left and right and someone's got like a... what I find crazy about this situation is you're both like knocking in balls on the last few goals, and I'm thinking, nah. You're all right.
Love that.
I'll just go collect the balls, but we'll play our part.
Come on.
you
Next
know?
one. Next
Looking
one.
good. though, mate.
No,
You should
next
play,
week won't be me,
all
but
good.
next week's another good Euros goal, one of the greatest of all time. We're going to keep doing this right to the end of the Euros. You're going to love it. So next one, next pod.
What are your thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo playing for Portugal? You know when he had that, when there was a free kick by the touchline and he's thrown everyone off it and then gone for a shot. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's obviously a born winner, isn't he? He's desperate to score. He's desperate to play well. But pick and choose your moments, isn't it? I feel like he's doing too much.
Did you see what the BBC labelled it when they did the replay?
Yeah, well, he got a bit of stick, didn't they, for that?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting fairly hammered for that.
What? That I think it is disrespectful, if I'm honest. That was, I think it was great, that. No need for it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. And actually, it was interesting because he's not having his greatest tournament by his standards, it's probably fair to say. However, you see how much he really cares. And did you see in the penalties when he looked up to his mum in the stands?
She was crying.
And then she was crying, although I
Yeah.
couldn't really see her crying, but I think seemingly people were saying she was crying. And then he started crying as well.
Yeah. Well, you would, wouldn't you? See your mum crying. I think if I saw my mum crying, I think I would. I would go.
Yeah.
My mum made a promise at the start of the 2 World Cups that I played in that I wouldn't take a penalty.
Really?
What, she made you make a promise?
Well, she said,
Never said this.
she said, please don't take a penalty because I can't cope with it.
But did you promise that?
Well, I don't know. I didn't really promise it. But obviously, I would have liked to have actually taken a penalty.
Yeah, but Crouchy,
I ended up being true to my word,
very good. Yeah, but you know,
which is what I am. It was a mark of, you know what I mean? That's
yeah, but
why I
Crouchy,
am.
imagine the
Take me
manager.
for my word.
The manager goes around the circle. You know, do you want to take one?
I said, sorry,
Do you
my
want to
mum
take
said
one?
I can't.
I've got a letter from my mum. Is that?
Sorry, Gav, my mum said I can't. Yeah, she'd be too
promised
upset.
my mum I wouldn't.
She'd be too upset.
As he's coming around a circle, you look up and your mum's like,
But I'll tell
No,
you,
Peter. Peter, no.
I think what was interesting about that moment as well was you see Ronaldo very good a lot of the time at picking up other players and sort of grabbing them and this confidence that comes with him. And actually, it was amazing seeing how the other players reacted to him in that moment, doing the same. It was kind of unusual. It actually made me feel, without going over dramatic, it made me feel a little bit sad seeing that towards him.
yeah.
I think there's kind of this thing about about respect. It's like, he's been one of the best players to ever live. Like put respect on his name and all this. But I think you are allowed to say, he is old now, and there is. You are able to have a discussion to say, should he start or should he not? Because that's not me not having respect for him. I mean, he's one of the best players to ever play football. Fact. But I do think there's a discussion where maybe he shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, and I think there was questionable choices in some of the stuff that he did, and he'd probably admit that as well, right? And it must be almost frustrating for him, I imagine, being at this point in the career, and you've both felt it, where, you start listening to your own body a bit, but you still have this presence. He clearly works so hard on everything that he does to stay at the very best.
I do think he still looks dangerous.
Yeah,
I mean,
he will
does,
go to the very end. He will go to the very end, and he'll hang his boots up when he's ready. But talking of respect and absolute zero respect here, have you seen the Slovenia fan holding up a Messi shirt while Ronaldo is about to take a free kick? This image, we're going to get this image up. We're going to get this image up on the screen. So Ronaldo is about to take a free kick. Literally, it looks like it's 30 yards in the middle of the goal. There's the wall, and in the distance, someone has taken in a Slovenia fan has taken in a Messi shirt and held it aloft. Messi number 10, just as Ronaldo's about to take
They've
it.
waited for this moment. They know this moment's going to happen.
How
right?
good is that? It's superb.
Unbelievable scenes.
Imagine you caught that in your eye just before, like as you're running up.
I think he hits it harder.
What about the Slovene? It was the Denmark fan, sorry, with the flag. I eat arse.
Oh, the ass one.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
I don't
Why
really
would you get
understand
that? Why
it.
would you get that? Like
You a fan?
made up? Oh, I'm partial. No. But I wouldn't make a
You wouldn't make a flag necessarily saying.
flag, mate.
Yeah.
I just meant you're a fan of the flag.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Apologies.
Okay.
Anyway, do you reckon he'll play 3 at the back? On wing backs, yes or no?
Oh, there's talk of going to a 3, isn't there?
it's all
But
going
by
to
the
a
way,
3.
I don't understand why I'm reading in the papers about what Gareth Southgate's thinking on that front. Like, this is what I don't understand slightly. Are Switzerland doing the same? As in, can we read their papers and find out what their manager's thinking?
Switzerland will play a 3, won't they?
But my point is, why and how does this get out?
Well,
Are
thing
we-
is like they like the
This is because they had
players.
some mannequins in training. I think they've seen the way the mannequins are set out.
Players will speak to their agents, their families, and then families inadvertently or of course on purpose will then go to agents or various people. Teams get out, especially with England at major tournaments. I think every team that's ever been played has been, the press will have known it before, and it's very rare for it to not be known.
It doesn't
I think
feel objectively doesn't feel particularly helpful.
No, but I think this the 3 at the back thing is circulating, and I think that looks like it might happen.
I think
Unless
some
it's a
fans
red
might
herring.
call for it. Yeah, well, unless it's a red herring, but I
But-
think some fans will be.
Yeah, I think we're
Up-
happy for
yeah.
it, and I think it's with me, right? I think that if we the way we played the other day against Slovakia, I think all we did was put crosses in all day. We literally we couldn't break them down, so we got it out, and the amount of crosses that came in time after time after time. Why don't you play people like you say, put Saka on the left, put Trent on the right, play Kyle Walker in the middle of a 3, so at the right of a 3, and then you just bombard it with crosses. You've got Bellingham, Kane, and Tony in the box, and it's very kind of primitive and old-fashioned, but that's what we were doing anyway.
Yeah,
So you might as well get the personnel to be on the end of it.
You're so right, and they have that. And actually, despite the shots on target stat, which wasn't great, you did see Kane come very close in a couple of those instances, and we do score goals from that.
Well, let's be honest, right? We just kept the ball alive for Kane's goal. They obviously headed back across and Kane scores. Bellingham's was a cross. The first goal, was a cross, Bellingham, from Saka. Unfortunately, Spain are obviously, very, very good at what they do, and we're good at what we do. And I think we could. I think we've still got the players to play through the lines and things like that. But I think when they're nervous and out of form like they are in the major tournaments, then you can. There's no shame in playing that way as well.
I'm getting Tony Pulis vibes from this.
Oh,
Just crosses. I can imagine that at
Get the
half
crosses in.
time. Get big man,
The
get
thing
in
is,
the
I'm
box.
not saying that we
Crosses.
should play like that because we've got the ability to, you know, with Cole Palmer and Foden. And there's so many talented players on the ball, but that hasn't been working. And what did work for us the other day was when we did that and we got Tony on and it looked better. So I'm just saying, if you play with the three, you can get another forward in. And that might be an answer.
Lads, before we go, I need to give you an update on the Urban Tandoor that we've occasionally touched on the podcast.
Brilliant. How are they doing?
They keep releasing videos to promote their curry house. And some people may have seen these, but they've just put a new one out. And I thought I'd share it with the group.
Okay. Let's go.
So these guys are great. There's a restaurant. I think, is this in Birmingham? I think it's in Birmingham. Urban Tandoor. Might be wrong. I think it's in Birmingham. And they've done a version of Stan. I thought you'd be pleased to hear.
Eminem Stan.
Eminem Stan.
Eminem.
Yeah. So they're calling this Stan Door.
Curry's gone cold, I'm wondering why. I ate all the naan before. I even scranned the last papadum. Didn't touch the main at all. But even if it's cold, it will be great. Tandoor painted walls, they remind me that they're just the best. They're better than them all. Dear chef, I wrote you, but I guess you're cooking. I like your TikTok, your Insta, but I suppose that you ain't looking. I left 2 comments on your last video. You must have just missed them or something. Or there's a problem with your inbox. I'm wondering. Sometimes I write too fast and there's typo when I jot them. But anyways, screw it. What's up, man? How's the kitchen? I'll be cooking too. I'm about to start a restaurant. I might name it Little Chef, but not to get confused with the roadside ones that went out of business. I just named it after you. I know you hear this every day, but little man, I'm your biggest fan. I even started a Twitter page and a private Instagram. I got those pages full of your posts and your pictures, man. Like that one with the 8 million likes of you dancing around. Anyways, I hope you get this, man. Hit me back. We have an an. Truly yours, your biggest fan. This is Stan.
It's good, isn't it?
Very good, yeah. Very
Always
good.
deliver.
Yeah.
Should say as well, if you do want to watch live football, of course, come to your local Wetherspoon, which is where we are right now.
Like that. Spoon.
Very
Got it
nicely
right.
Done, yeah.
Remember, it's Spoon, not Spoons.
Yeah. Get yourself down to Spoon.
Yeah.
Where are you watching it, boys?
Well, I'll be at the Robbie Williams gig, so it's a bit of a confusing one for me, but hopefully it plays out
So
well.
you not confirmed yet where you're like? Is it going to be on a phone
Well, I don't
or
know.
a
That's
TV?
what I'm saying. If anyone else is there in the crowd and is facing a similar predicament, Crouchy seems to be saying it's not on the big screen. So
Not at all.
I don't know. Insta DM me or something, and we might be able to make a little area, and we'll be gathered around a phone, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
All right. I'm going to watch it at home. I think.
I think
I'll
I
be
am as
on
well,
with-
yeah. Yeah, I'm actually at Wimbledon that day. So,
Are you?
yeah.
There's no
Do
way
they
you're
show it
getting
there?
home.
Yeah, I'm getting home.
There's no way you're going to get home.
They won't be showing it there, will they?
No, I don't think they will.
There's no way you're getting home for the
So,
football.
Did you see not Sir David Beckham there the other day as well?
right, yeah.
And, Royal box, of course, but they're still not sniffing.
No. Giving the Wimbledon tickets again.
Are you in the raw box?
No.
I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out.
up there.
You call me the draft.
Have fun. Enjoy that.
Will do.
Enjoy
Will
it.
do. Listen, we'll stay tuned and we'll see you next time.
Come on, England.
Come on, England.